a video on something that I've messed up with. So I was making dried fruit. I was making dried oranges. I discovered a new method, well, a new method to me, which was when I was cooking something in a pan on top of the stove for a long time. I found that if I put discs of orange on the top of the pan, it dried them out, like for free. So I didn't have to didn't have to put them in the oven. I didn't have to buy one of those things, a dehydrator. I could just put them on top of the pan and it dried them out. And then I left them. It didn't dry them out entirely, and then I just kind of left them somewhere warm to dry out in the hot cupboard when it was on at work. It's only on for a couple of hours, and I didn't put it on quick enough, so I had to turn the heat right up at the hot cupboard, so the plates got to temperature quicker. Unfortunately, I had these oranges in, and they burnt. So I kicked myself because it was a lot of faffing about, and I just kind of thought, well, they're a waste, aren't they? So they should look like that, but some of them ended up turning out like that. So, ever curious me, I kind of thought to myself, well, are they wasted? I'm not entirely sure. So I gave them a little bit of taste, and they didn't taste really bad. They tasted a little bit charry, but not entirely unpleasant. So I'm never one to waste anything, either an opportunity or I don't like putting things in the bin if we can extract a little bit of flavour or do something interesting with them. So I'm going to take the really dark ones and we're going to see if we can turn them into some burnt orange bitters, and I think that might be kind of quite interesting. So we'll just give another taste. That's a really burnt one, isn't it? And those kind of really burnt ones. So let's just taste a little bit of the there's a sweetness still there. And a little bit of an orange flavour there. So, cheap vodka. There's no point buying the good stuff. And then we'll put these burnt ones in here. We'll put a mixture in. So that's not that burnt on that side, but it's a little bit charred on that side. So we'll put that in. So we'll get the orange flavour out of that one. And if that's a bit orangey, that's way gone. That's that one. And then that one. And then what one? That one. I don't want to crush them up because that will just instantaneously get the flavour out of them. Are they going to be better another way? No, I don't think we're going to get more in that way. Let's get another one that's going to actually put on the top. That'll be better. So we've got a mixture of quite burnt ones and then burnt but not so burnt, and then we'll top up with cheap vodka, and we'll see what happens. I've done this before with just the zest, and it turned out really well. So we'll see what happens with this. So there we go. I think the vodka will reconstitute it a little bit, and then we'll kind of see what happens if it turns into an interesting burnt orange bitters that we could then use in cocktails or something. I have got some. We'll see how this goes. I have got some food grade alcohol. Really, yeah, food grade, but really high alcohol content. Like ethanol. Got some of that. So maybe I should make some with that. Well, it's taking the colour on already. No, that should be okay. Maybe I won't do that. We'll see how that turns out, and if we'll give that a few days. We'll just put it somewhere, so I'll remember. I'll see it. I'll put it by the eggs. No, I'll put it by the Hawthorn gin, and then we'll kind of see what it's like in a few days. And then if I think we'll have a go with some ethanol, we can pull some of those out of there, and we can add, we can do a comparison with the ethanol as well. I don't think we need to. It's a, I have to order that specially. I've only got that little bit left, and I think I'm not desperate to use it on this experiment, so we can kind of see. I don't want to waste it, otherwise I'll have to buy some more. You know, and I'd rather just use this cheap gin and then drink the rest of that in some kind of cocktail myself. But anyway, we'll see how it turns out. So, burnt orange bitters is about a week old. Let's give it a taste. It kind of took on the colour really kind of quite quickly. So let's give it a taste. And then I was kind of thinking that I really should, if it tastes alright, we really should do it with the food grade alcohol, out of curiosity. So it's got a lovely colour to it. It's a lovely colour. Let's just see how it tastes. That's kind of quite interesting. That's kind of quite interesting. Right, so let's do it with the food grade alcohol. Let's do it with the food grade alcohol. So we've got another one of those jars. We better mark on the lid. This looks a little bit stained, but it'll be fine. So this is the vodka, and this is the FG. I have to think about how you spell grade there. Not one of my strong suits. Right. Thinking. That's not one of my strong suits. No spelling. Terrible at it. Probably a little bit dyslexic. Right, so we want the really dark ones. That's a good one to put in. 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 I suppose I really should make one with the no, that would just be like making it with the oh, that's a good one to put in. It's just not going to fit in the bottom there. That in the bottom. That one in. Might just have to trim to fit in. So I just want a bit. Shaving off, doesn't it? Yeah, so I made it with fresh orange zest before, bitters, and it was really nice. I did it a couple of ways. There's a video if you're interested. That there. And then I've got that half one. Put that half one in, and then that one on top. Let's get those bits out of the way. Now, this food grade alcohol evaporates really quickly, so you need to kind of crack on with it. So it'll be a case of top off, poured onto oranges, and then lid on. It's quite easy to get this stuff. You can get it from, it'd be like, it's called Everclear if you get it from bar supplies places, or you get it from on the internet. I can't remember the name of the company, but pretty straightforward. Pay by credit card, and they send you it through the post. Or I think you can get it through Amazon, but to be honest, Amazon get enough of our money already, so I'd suggest using a smaller company. So there we go. We'll see what that's like in a week, and if that's improved with flavour over a week. I suppose it quicken up the process if we smashed it all to bits and then added it all together. But we're just going to see how we go. Food grade alcohol has a habit of like pickling things rather than extracting flavour out of them, which I found out when I made some sloe gin. So I made sloe gin with food grade alcohol instead of gin, and all it really did was pickle berries rather than extract any flavour out of them. So it might not work. It might not work, which means that you'd have to water that down to get it to extract flavour, which is pointless because if you're taking it down to like 50%, you might as well just use vodka. So there we go. We'll see what those are like in a week or two. Right, let's have a faff around with this burnt orange bitters. The one that I did in the food grade alcohol, it's taken a little bit of colour on, but I don't really think. I think like food grade alcohol or alcohol of a certain percentage of proof just pickles things really. I don't think it extracts kind of flavour. It might extract some things, but they're still kind of quite solid. Whereas let's just put that on there. Whereas these have gone soft, and that's obviously down to the liquid, the water that was in the vodka, that they've gone soft and taken out more of the colour. It's a lovely caramel colour, isn't it? So we'll do a little bit of a taste. That's kind of quite interesting. Just wipe the spoon off and then no, there's no flavour to that. There's no flavour to that. It just tastes, well, there is a little bit, but it's more just like a pure alcohol kind of flavour. So ages ago I made some orange bitters. It was kind of quite interesting, and I've got quite a lot actually left because I made like 2 different goes at it. So let's make an old-fashioned cocktail, and I need some ice. No, we'll pour the whiskey. So it's an old-fashioned. So it's I'm using a syrup that I made and whiskey. It's just a cheap whiskey. So it's like that. So it's a single grain Scotch whiskey. It'll be about 3 years old. I think that'll be about it. There's nothing to it. You know, it's perfect for in cocktails where you're going to add other flavours to it. But drinking wise, you know, it's not kind of worth drinking neat. And not kind of, but yeah, but fine for a cocktail. And also, I don't want something that's got full of flavour. So I picked that up today. Like an extra special Highland single small Scotch whiskey. And to put that in an old fashioned, you kind of go, yeah, it's going to be nicer. But we're going to be, the bitters is going to be competing with that, with those flavours, isn't it? So I've got some of these which are useful. I've got one of those, one of these little droppers. But I suppose I really should have got these out first, shouldn't I? And this is why my videos are too long, because I'm not prepared. But you can pick up some old syringes, they'd work. Let's just got a little bit of liquid in. So, I won't be able to reach that bit, so let's just pour some of that orange bitters into there. And then we'll be able to just get a little bit of bitters in each. So, I don't want too much. Two, 3 drops. Let's see how that is, and then we'll see. Let's do 3 drops of the bitters in this, and then we'll see if we can. I'm just because that was made with orange zest, and that was obviously made with the burnt oranges. So I'm just curious what I'm just curious to see what it tastes like. All very technical. I'm just curious because I might mix the bitters, the two bitters together to make a. Oh, that's gonna go a bit cloudy now. Not to worry. So we need a bit of ice. We've got ice. That's all we have. But it's in a solid block. Pause the video. Everyone pause. Right, I'm back. I've got some ice, but I really think I should taste it without the ice. Mmm. Taste it without as well. Needs more. Let's give it a proper hit. Let's give that one a proper hit as well. That's like a dash, isn't it? I always thought I should become a scientist, but not after the way I see I use things. Hmm. That really lifts that lifts it, does that? That just changes it just that slight amount. So there we go. We've taken something that I thought was ruined and we've turned it into a interesting bitters. So I think what I'll do is I'll find myself a few little bottles and we'll do a concentrated version of that. So we'll just pour that out into a bottle and then we'll do a half and half with the orange bitters. But that's that's interesting, isn't it? There you go. So even though we think we've failed with something and something's burnt, we turned it into something interesting. That just improves that cheap whiskey no end. Absolutely no end. And I know you can buy some oak strips to put in cheap whiskey, like oak barrel strips, just to kind of to put in there for a few months and kind of improve the flavour. But that's delicious. But there we go. That works. I don't. Yeah, you're never going to make that. But it's kind of quite curious that we've taken something that's burnt and a failure, and we've turned it into something interesting. Yeah, there we go. A success. Who'd have believed it?